I don't think we ever were able to pull it together to start this quick, so I'm just going to start. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
We're ready. Somehow another episode is happening with Catherine Maloney. I'm not sure how that happened exactly, but...
She's our forever friend now.
Yay! Buckle up.
For another episode. Scooch Ovaries! Scooch over.
Hey, can you scooch over?
You want me to scooch over?
Just a little bit. Scooch.
Scooch?
Scooch.
Scooch. Scooch Ovaries! Catherine, you're back.
I am back.
You are back.
And like for real this time. This isn't just a sweater change. Okay? I'm literally drove back down, sitting here on a totally different day.
It is. It's true. It's a different month, I feel like. I don't know if that's true.
Was it a different? Yeah,
I don't know.
It was a different.
I have
one.
no
Was
idea.
a different month.
Yeah.
It was March.
Yes.
We're in April.
Yes.
We're in April. Happy.
We look like we just woke up from a coma. We're like, what day is it? Like, we literally were like, was it a different month? It could have been a different decade.
Who
for
won the
all we
Super
know.
Bowl? We don't even know.
Oh, God. We're not going to talk about that. Who cares, right? The
Sports?
guys
Chiefs
pushing
didn't.
each other around. Oh, the Chiefs won again?
No, they did not.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
I love the Eagles.
Oh, yeah,
I take
'cause
that back.
your show.
I am a big Always Sunny fan.
Yeah.
And they get really excited when the Eagles win
They
in
do.
real life, so.
Yeah. Did they burn the city down? I didn't pay attention.
They did partially. There was a lot of destruction. It's Philly. What do we we're not.
We're not going to be surprised.
Yeah. It's like when LA wins something. Don't they burn everything too?
I think so. Remember that
Chicago.
thing you said that time? Detroit can't take another win. You said that once.
They can't afford it. They're holding on.
This last week was the Final Four, and the Gators won, and my daughter was out in all the craziness, and she says they greased the poles and everything in
They
Gainesville.
slipping.
Yeah, but some dude got up there and just fell out. She's like, "Do you want to see the video?" I go, "No, I don't want to see the video."
Is he okay?
I don't know. She said that they put him in the ambulance, and he said something that she thought was like real baller or cool or something, and for the life of me, I can't remember.
He was like, take your vitamins.
"Get this forever,"
She was like, I will always take my calcium because of
because of that drunk guy who fell.
Joshua K.
college.
really knows what he's talking about. Oh, my God. When you say Final Four, so it's college basketball? Because I really don't know.
Yeah, that's like a big deal, the Final Four.
Yeah, and the Gators took it all. They won the NCAA championship.
Great. So is March Madness only college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's the guy that Vitale, right? Is
Dick
it
Vitale?
Yeah, he was the big March Madness, right? Like, wasn't he the one that used to like he was the soundbite, I thought, for March
Yeah,
Madness
I
for
think so.
years.
He's Mr. Sarasota.
Oh, is he?
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows him. I don't know him. They talk about him all the time.
And I just brought him up.
You
So
did.
close to Sarasota. That's weird.
So
It's
close.
a simulation.
Everything's meant for a reason.
Everything is connected. Join
And-
my cult.
If you're not sure, it's probably Jesus. So Catherine can speak
It's
to.
always Jesus.
you
Oh,
can't-
I'm watching The Chosen. I love it because he's so calm, and all the apostles are lunatics. They're all crazy. Like this, the Sons of Thunder. That's John and Big James, and they're like, they see something, and they're like, Jesus, let's just take some of that fire and smite them. And they're like getting real Catherine with it. They're like really walking out like what they
Yeah.
would do, and Jesus is like, you guys aren't paying attention because like I didn't say to do any of that stuff. He was like, matter of fact, I'm not gonna give you your powers right away, like Harry Potter. He's like, he was like, I think I'm gonna hold back because I think you got a little bit to learn in terms of like smiting everybody in my name, which is not what Jesus is about.
That sounds like a monster truck rally, like Sunday, the Sons of Thunder.
Yeah, and you see John and Big James, and you're like, yeah, I mean, it is John and Big James.
I thought you meant Sons of Anarchy for a minute, and I got so confused. Like, there were no motorcycles back then. What's happening? We actually did have a concept that we were going to discuss on this episode. It's a real segment. It's for real, because I don't know if you guys all know, but these three went to see some other funny ladies in Orlando last weekend, or the weekend before. Time is meaningless
It's a
now.
concept.
Yeah, in the March that we had different shirts on, that was really not today.
Where did we go, ladies?
We go like,
We went to Orlando, but not to Disney.
Not to Disney.
No, not to
No.
Universal.
No.
No, to the happiest place in the world.
Yes. And the weather was lovely.
It was
like it is
wonderful.
today.
It was gorgeous. And we saw a couple of ladies that we're all fans of. We saw Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
I love them so much.
Oh, yeah. These are our Bibles. Some of us have read parts of these books.
Some parts. Just a few.
I feel like I read both of them all the way through, but now I'm not sure.
I definitely didn't read Tina's. Sorry. I'm not a big reader. And I skimmed Amy
Poehler.
Poehler's. I liked how she had Seth Meyers in. There's like two schools of thought about when you want to go into something that, you know, is probably like a hard job, like getting on SNL.
Yeah.
You could look at it as like, how hard is it to get a job on SNL, or how easy is it to get a job on SNL? And I feel like Seth Meyers was on that tour that she talks about in the book, and he saw them all. And I think the white man in him said, this looks really simple. I think I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then boom, he's helping her write the book. And so, I don't know, it's really motivating to not be so intimidated by things that just seem like impossible.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when we got a chance to see them at UCF, that's where we were.
we did. We went all the way up
Beautiful
there.
campus.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, gorgeous building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
He was great.
Yeah, really, really nice. And it was well organized, I thought. We saw a lot of students, which was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of security, too. You had to have a small bag, maybe even a clear bag. You couldn't bring
I
anything
didn't even
in.
have a bag.
No, you didn't. I had a bag. It was tiny. But you had to also shut off your cell phone. And if you had your cell phone on during the show, they would remove you. And they did the same thing when I saw them in January. That's right. I saw them twice. That's okay. I'm not a
lady.
humble brag. I saw them twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
It was a different show, though.
It was different. They had different jokes. I feel like the order was the same, but the material, the meat was different.
Yeah.
Especially Weekend Update's completely different.
I was saying the weekend update, they
Yeah.
have to, you know, modernize it or do for whatever they
Yeah.
have.
But to be in an arena of, I want to say, 10,000 people, like-minded people gathered in one place to worship, and we're there, and so many things about it we're going to talk about in this episode. But there was a point where my smartwatch let me know that there was a noise notification, because when someone stepped out on the stage, my hearing was in danger. So, so they were doing
That
Weekend
sounds
Update, and who came out?
Rachel Dratch
You look at each other.
as
Debbie
Debbie
Downer.
Downer. And the whole place, I think the whole place erupted for her more than anything or anybody else. I didn't
Yeah.
hear anybody get that kind of a response like she did.
I mean, it wasn't like, oh, yay. I mean, it was
They were like,
like,
she's here. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, get your fucking ass up. It's Debbie Downer, you know? And so
It was
felt-
incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome.
but that's the one thing when I tell people, because I like told my neighbor and a couple friends of mine, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And the one thing everyone was like, oh, how was it? I'm like, we saw Debbie Downer. Rachel Dratch came out and the whole place just went wild.
Yeah, and people...
And they're like, who? No, just kidding.
I got that at work, though. A few people I told, they said, oh my God, like a whole different facial expression. I'm like, Tina and Amy aren't enough for you? But, you know, when you
You
bring out
grateful
the
bastards.
Trinity,
Yeah.
and we didn't know who it was going to be. It could have been Maya Rudolph. It could have been Seth Meyer. It could have been Jack Brer. I think that's his name.
I really thought it was going to be Paula Pell because she lives in Orlando.
And her sister was like front row.
yeah, her sister
And
was right there.
Their movie Sisters is based off of those two sisters. So I really thought like you did, like this is a
it's gonna be Paula
no-brainer.
Pell.
But
Paula Pell.
They pulled the old switcheroo and brought
Yeah.
out Rachel Dratch and that. I couldn't even imagine like an arena going that crazy. Like, oh,
over your character. Like they
Yeah.
were like, and here comes Kathy Gaynor, corporate trainer. And I was like, you're Can you imagine? Like, ah! Like people would like lose their shit, and then you're like, I told you, Mom, I'm a big deal. You know what I mean? Like that was not for like nothing. And that's the thing. SNL is just the ultimate like play hour, right?
Oh,
It's like
gosh,
being
yeah.
in that
Yeah.
playhouse. Like Gilda Radner, when she was, you know, in that character when she was just playing in a room, and it was that fourth wall.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's what SNL is for all of us. Like it's
Yeah.
like that safe space where you could just play. And so watching them get to do this whole production from beginning to end, it's literally flawless in my opinion. They did such a great job. The costume changes and they end up like, you know, starting off in ball gowns and the montages of the 90s and their background and like how they met and all that stuff. It's really well done. For anybody that's a fan, obviously you're going to go and worship. But even if you're just like, somebody brings you, like let's say it's your wife's favorite and you go, I could see everybody having a good time at that. I don't think anyone would be like, what was that?
And I never thought about that. But even if you didn't know like their lore, as the kids say, the way they set it up, it was like, oh, okay, these two people were friends. They talked about being friends. And then they have this, 90s montage, and they come out like what they used to look like in the 90s.
Oh my God, the
that
hairdo.
was so cute.
The costumes
She's
and the
like-
hairdos.
Like Amy's just so me, like with the way she
is.
plays, like that's how I am. Like I just default to like being an idiot. And I just love people that have that ability of just like not caring what anybody else in the room thinks, because in that moment they're just like doing their thing.
Yeah.
Tina's like it too, but I feel like she more has an image that she wants to try to maintain. Amy's like, who cares? Like picking her nose, like flicking it. That's how I divide the two of them. Where Tina's like, get your shit together. Stop picking your nose in public. Like, go blow your nose like a grown up. And Tina's like, you know, like, be a grown up. And Amy's like, not today or ever.
Well, I like that Tina came out in the overalls, because I feel like I've seen a lot of pictures of her in the 90s in these like little
In that
overall
bowl cut,
jorts.
that Dorothy Hamill haircut. Oh, it was horrifying.
I think that wig, I've heard, I don't know if it's the same wig, but I've heard her say like she uses that wig, that same style, like for everything on 30 Rock. And
Oh, that's good.
Oh, like when she goes back to playing the younger version of herself on 30
She's
Rock.
like, get the
comes
wig.
out.
Yeah.
She's like Moira. She's got a bunch of wigs on the wall.
On nails.
She's like, that's the one I wear on 30 Rock when I do flashbacks.
She names them all like
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, give me FB. They're like, FB, she's like, flashback. But it's so encouraging to find people that, you know, for decades have just dedicated themselves to entertain and be like silly, and just it gives us all the excuse to just like let our hair down and like be creative and like follow, like what do they say, like trust the process.
Yeah.
They are a perfect example of starting in the 90s. Their parents, people probably laughed at them and said, you're going to go play mime? Like for years? You know? Like, how cute. And you pay them to play mime? But look at them now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So trust the process
Yeah.
and trust yourselves. If you've got something, like, go for it. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and it was a testament of friendship too.
Yeah.
Like their
Work
relations.
friends.
Yeah, work
They made that point.
Very clear.
She is my
We've
work
never
friend.
seen the inside of each other's houses. Work friends. Just something I was sampling if they were looking for a theme. But that's like fun too, because, you know, like you think people are like best friends and like reality is reality, and they're like, not really.
We're work friends.
Work friends.
We make money when we're together. Work friends. I ain't working for free. We're chilling with you for free. Work
God.
friends.
Oh my God. So Tina Fey doesn't have a podcast yet, but Amy Poehler just started one.
Oh, that's such a good podcast.
And one of the people on a recent episode, I don't remember who it was, said to her, well, might have been Rashida Jones, said to her, what made you do it? What really did it? And Amy Poehler said, I'm so sick of watching white men make podcasts and no one's even trying. And I give 100% everywhere in my life. And Rashida Jones said, what are you giving here? She said, maybe 25. And I was like, yeah, she can give 25 to a podcast.
Well,
Because she gives 100 everywhere else.
Well, because she brings all the other stuff with her in that 25%. That's not starting from scratch 25%. She's able to just like, it's like doing a gig. It's like you did all the heavy lifting. You did all the legwork. You paid your dues. Now you get to sit back on your laurels and tell the stories.
Be
People
you.
want to hear the stories because they've watched you over this, whatever, 20, 30-year journey of this whole process. So, yeah, go for it, like 100%. But,
Well-
you know, set your expectations accordingly.
Smartless made $500 million.
It did?
Yeah, so I didn't know if that was a nod to Smartless, and I know like they're on good terms, but if your
But her
ex-husband
ex-husband is making all that money.
from like, and
Oh.
I think he has like his own like, well, I guess we're in his own, but I think he has his own little studio like phone booth thing. So I think he just goes like downstairs to his basement and bangs it out, and someone
He's
gave
doing the least amount of work on that
$500
podcast.
million.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, $500 million. I mean, they have to split it between him and Jason and Sean, who probably already have collectively $500 million.
And they did that tour, and then they filmed it, and then they put it on TV, and that's all I want Amy and Tina to do is record this for the ages so people can refer back to this forever. Because what they have done, this show is a little piece of everything, and it's just revealing themselves, the vulnerability.
Well, they had the really nice cameras there. Like,
Oh, I was
they
going
were-
to say,
yeah.
they taped that.
Yeah.
They
did, right?
always do, yeah. I mean, just because we don't know what they're doing with it,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing. She's watching the writing on the wall.
Yeah, and you
They
said,
both are. They're very shrewd.
I said, what channel? And you immediately said Peacock. Because you're like, well,
they
yeah,
are
NBC.
peacock girls.
Yeah, they're
all
Peacock
day long.
girls.
Sorry, ladies, not to label you, but you're a bunch of peacocks.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
NBCers.
Yeah. I mean, it's born and bred. I mean, it's like being like Bloods and Crips. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
peacock.
30 Rock.
30 Rock, Parks and Rec,
Everything.
SNL, everything is on Peacock. So I mean, they have the baking show. Have you ever watched it? It's called
I
Baking
haven't watched that yet.
So great. It's Amy Poehler is the executive producer. The first season.
Oh, making it.
They have making it and they have baking it.
Oh, because her and the guy, Nick,
Do the making it.
yeah, making it. Okay.
Offerman. Nick
Offerman,
Offerman.
that's it. It's
Ron Swanson.
Ron
Maya
Swanson.
Rudolph and Andy Samberg are the co-hosts of the first season of Baking It.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's
Yeah.
so good because they are them through and through, and they're like, "What's going on?" Like neither one of them like bakes, so they're like they give like the bakers like they're all like paired up. You know, it's like sisters or neighbors or father and son or whoever. It's like A teams or whatever, and they give them like this impossible thing to do, and then like here comes Maya and like what's his name, Andy, like so how you gonna do this, and they like to each other, they're like, "This is a fucking mess," like they're just laughing, like they're like, who gives a shit, like they just rolled in. They had no prep, they were just like rolling with it. And then the second season, Andy Samberg got something, he got a project, so Amy is co-hosting with Maya the second season.
Is this on Peacock?
Yep.
Oh, I got to get Peacock again.
I gotta pay that $12.50 or whatever it cost a year to get Peacock again.
I know, they've
Yeah,
upped
I
it.
will
so
do
cheap.
that.
I know.
Maybe I'll dump Paramount for a couple months and watch
You don't
that.
need Paramount. It takes so long to load. Is that just me?
It might be you. 'cause
No, it's on mine too.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
I
forever. I
don't
couldn't
know.
watch it. It would just keep like
Just that blue
glitching
screen.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
like, I just want to people get killed. You know, I just want to watch Dexter. You get me all worked up. I'm trying to watch it and not do it. Okay? You got my money.
You got my money.
I'm just so upset when I'm like, I paid you, right? Like, you don't have to withhold from me. Like, I'm like this cold ex-wife. Just do it. Just work. What is so difficult about technology these days? Just work. It's your job, dude. Like, I'm not trying to
pay
put
a monthly fee for this.
right? I
Mercury's
mean, I hate
out
to
of
pull my
retro.
card, but literally, here's my debit card that paid for it. Work.
Mercury's out of retrograde, so communication should be working again.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not in my
That doesn't
case.
mean anything. That's just bullshit. Anyway,
Mine's
the
been
Mercury.
terrible lately.
Yeah. You know what? Though we saw Tina and Amy
I know.
in person. In person.
They were so great.
In person.
And let's talk about the opener.
Oh, gosh, the opener
Oh,
was
I kept
really
saying
good.
there's no opener. There's no opener, and then this lady comes out.
She was
What
great.
was her
She was
name?
great.
3 million followers on social media. She got a big TikTok presence.
Oh.
I am going to destroy her name. I could tell you in my head, I think it's like
We can look.
Igram Graham or something like or Haram.
Or, yeah, Igram Gu, or I thought it was like a small last name.
Last name small, first
Yeah.
name starts
She
with
was-
an I.
She was Indian, like of Indian,
Yeah.
the country Indian. descent.
Yeah, she was so funny.
Oh,
I
she
thought
was
she
really
killed
good.
it.
And then
really good.
there was like a part that Amy and Tina did stand up. And I really liked Amy's stand up. I felt like it was pretty much through and through who she was. I felt like her writing was really good on it. But then when Tina came, she kind of took like Chris Rock's persona. Oh, I don't even.
She did the pacing.
She did the pacing.
Like an urban comic walking up and down. She'd start, she'd walk it, she'd hit her, her punchline, and then she'd walk it out while people were laughing, and then she would stand on it, do another, and it was all about how expensive her vagina is. Because-
Pussy is expensive.
Yes, there you go.
because it was such a twist on like these
Bitches
guys.
be expensive.
Bitches be expensive.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
asked that-
pay for that pussy. And so she's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
that
like,
was
let me tell you how much money I spent on my pussy. It was like that.
It was great.
Oh, and it
was.
she did
And
like
that's
a
what it
full like Excel spreadsheet of
Yeah.
like how much money she has spent.
tampons.
Like she like broke that shit down like she was auditing her pussy. She broke
I
it
had
down.
my period for 40 years. Tampons cost.
Yeah, she was like, that's
$40 a month.
$15,000 on my pussy. That's expensive. And then I got my nurses that helped my mom. I got my mom's pussy. I got my daughter's pussy. It was a lot. But it was like in such a way where I'm like, oh my gosh, like most people are so offended by that kind of talk. And that's why I love them the most, because they don't care what offends you. They are their own people. They are their own artists, and they are going to just do their thing. And if you want to buy a ticket, join them.
And it was, I hate to keep going back to this, but it was so nuanced because it was a very good character, but then she took, like, as she always does, because she's so smart, she took her own spin on it. So it was like, it was like 30 Rock. It was layered on layered on layered. And that was my favorite part. I was just like, oh, do some more.
Yeah, give her another 5. Who gave her the light? She's the boss. She's the one writing the checks. Nobody lights Fey. You hear me? I'm in the back with a guy. Nobody fucking lights my girl. You hear me? You let her go. Let her fucking cook. Let that bitch cook.
Let her cook.
Our pussy's expensive. We need some streams or whatever.
It was so great.
Yeah. And another thing, they're just both distinctly themselves. Like Tina Fey's distinctly her, Amy's distinctly her. They don't seem to be competitive. It's just, they just let each other be, and they have different styles, and it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah, and we're going to go to a commercial break because the landscapers are here.
Yay, landscaping.
So
At least we don't have to do yard work. See?
Sound like a chainsaw. Like,
Yeah,
They're
it
out
could
there
be.
for me. They're like, bring her out.
It's the Bradenton Chainsaw Massacre.
I heard she's here. Not today. I'm wearing strawberries. Back off.
We'll be right back after this break. And we're back. I think we're back. Look, there's going to be a sound in the background. What are you going to do? This isn't Hollywood.
It's ambiance. We live in Florida. What do you think? They're not cutting the grass every day? It rains. It was raining last night.
did it rain here last
Did you
night?
get it?
I don't know. I was asleep.
Oh,
Rain.
it was like Armageddon. It was like the heavens came
Last
awake
night?
and they
Yeah.
just threw it.
Oh, in keeping with our new demo of old ladies, I'm glad we're talking about the weather.
Of course.
What the fuck are you doing? Sorry,
No,
back
but
to,
it was like
back
it
to
was like
pussy.
scary rain.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like
No, the whole sky lit up. Like it looked like a movie.
I missed it.
Yeah, and by me, I had no thunder. Just
None?
really scary bolts and breaks of light in the sky. Like to the point where I was like, that isn't normal. And I was like getting out of my car and it went pop like right above me. And I was like,
Oh, I
that's
hate
a
that.
simulation.
I was like, nice try, dickhead. I'm almost home. Like, get out of my face with that shit.
I love
Every
Jen.
time the universe tries to fuck with me, I'm like, suck a dick and get out of my way. I am so over you trying to fucking bury me. Get
So
out
she's
of here.
going back to church now, Catherine.
I go every day. I love it. The Lord is trying to help me.
Oh, and you're in the death squad. What's it called?
It's called, I've been calling it the Lazarus Club. It's called the Lazarus Group. I'm like, yeah, I'm a member of the Lazarus Club. Like, I got Mickey ears on and like a shovel. Like, I'm like,
You're like LG forever.
we bury bitches daily. But I love it. It's so rewarding. It really is. Yesterday I went to one for somebody that I knew. So I had a lot of, it was the guidance counselor, like the assistant to the guidance counselor of Kayla's old school, my daughter.
Oh.
So it was her mother passed, and I did a roast. You're gonna love this.
At a
story.
funeral?
No, but the guy I roasted was the son of the person we buried yesterday. So yeah, I was like, that felt like a roast. And
Oh, man.
so I got hired to do a comedy show, and they were like, we want to do a roast. It's his 50th birthday, and we just thought that would be fun. And so I never met this guy in my life. I was like, email me everything about this guy, his whole life, every little nickname that he doesn't like that you call him, all the little inside jokes to the family. And then I took the gig, and then the lady that hired me, the caterer, she said, hey, do you want to make another $40? And I was like, what do you got in mind? And she was like, we need another server. And would you want to serve the party that you're going to do the roast at? And I was like, $40 is $40. And so I
my
did.
God.
So I show up as the caterer, right? It was like incognito, like boss, like undercover boss, but it was undercover comic. Because I show up.
That's a good premise.
And I like helped unpack everything and set up. And then I served all the food. And then in the middle of the food service, the woman that hired me like walks over and she goes, "Okay, whenever you're ready, you can start because they're all served." And I was like, "Okay." No stage, no lighting, no microphone, no change of clothes.
Wow.
I just walk out from the food buffet in front of everybody. I went, "Hey, so they hired me to make fun of you for 45 minutes?" And that's what I did. I just roasted this guy at his family party for 4. And then I was like, "And my time is up." And then I went back and packed everything up and like,
You were like, that's a sassy little waitress.
like we've seen this online, but I don't think she's supposed to talk to us like that. And they had a blast. And then they tried to hire me for the wedding. One of the daughters was getting married, and I was like, I'm not really pro marriage. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I should be the one like giving you a pep talk before your wedding. I might talk you out of it. I might be like, have you run the numbers on this?
You're like, I'll roast you, I'll serve you food, but pro marriage, that's where I draw the line.
It's like saving an old lady on a bicycle. It's not my problem.
No.
No.
Well, she could
I'm
sue.
not here to save your marriage. It's probably gonna not work.
No, but if that gecko's in trouble, I'm stopping traffic.
When we were driving, we saw a squirrel, and I went, "Ooh, slow down."
Because we were backing out my driveway because of Hillsborough County, I still have a giant hole in my yard, and we were backing out my driveway. I was being real careful, and it was like the weirdest noise, and both Kat and I were like, and I was like, because there was kind of kids walking by, and I would go, "Oh, thank God, I don't know what that noise was." It wasn't a kid. And then Catherine was like, "Yeah, you'll be fine." And then we saw a squirrel, and she's like, "Robin, stop! There's a squirrel."
We were like finishing the sentence of "fuck them kids," Like I was like, I think one's under the back wheel or something. They're like, "Robin, be careful, there's a squirrel." So she saw it like in real time, in real life, and I was not even kidding. I was
not
just like,
faking it. No.
Yeah, I was just like, we all die, but not the squirrel.
Not the squirrel.
Like he's got a family. He was just out there trying to get some lunch. You gotta be careful.
Oh, you would not like the parking lot at work because.
You're aiming for them?
Well, we have too many because some of my coworkers feed them. Yeah. And then when we go to leave, they think that we're the people who are going to feed them, and they get way too close. Mm-hmm. Oh. So I'm not a fan, but we won't go into all that because you're here. And you're big squirrel people.
I'm a huge squirrel person.
You really are.
Might I say something that's going to be a little controversy? Mm-hmm. Florida squirrels are super ugly. Like, have you seen, like, the Missouri squirrels?
No.
They are fat and they're red.
New
and
York,
got,
too.
Like, a little fluffy tail.
New York, too.
And they're just, these are, like, gray and they're skinny and they're just, like, a sort of rat-looking.
My mom always said that Florida squirrels are so scrawny. I'm like, what a strange sentence. But yeah, they are.
And yet none of you are feeding these poor squirrels that are in need.
No.
They're like the Sally Struther fucking squirrels. And you guys are like, fuck these squirrels. Go to the Midwest. You want to see a real squirrel. These crackhead, meth head fucking squirrels in Florida. Fucking strip mall squirrels. Piece of shits. Oh, man, that's so funny.
The squirrels in Missouri are like Irish setters of squirrels.
Yes.
They're just beautiful, and they've got these flowing red hair, and they're just so chubby.
You get ginger squirrels?
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
they're
Midwest?
beautiful. They're beautiful squirrels.
The ones in Portland, upstate New York, they were really friendly
pretty.
too.
Like
yeah,
calendar
really
squirrels.
pretty.
Put 'em
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
calendar.
And so I guess I used to have my parents. We've talked about how neglectful my parents were. My mom had me walk to kindergarten by myself. So because she had the baby, and she was like, "I'm not gonna wake the baby up to take you to kindergarten.
You'll be
Use your 2
fine."
feet." And I'm like,
5-year-old.
I'm like, I'm cute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could be on a milk carton. Like, I would say that to her. She'd be like, "You're not going to be on anyone's milk carton. They let you out at the corner. You're so annoying." Things my mother said. So anyway, every day the squirrel would follow me to school. It was probably like my guardian angel. Maybe that's why I like squirrels.
Maybe.
But it was black. It was all black. And my mom was like, "I've never seen an all black squirrel." Like, it was really like, holy cow. And it would walk. If I went one way, it would always like literally frolic, and all the way until I got to school. Yeah, so I think that's why I have a soft spot. But even in college, they'd have to send out emails and say, "Don't like mess with the squirrels because they're becoming very comfortable with the students because they were probably feeding them and stuff."
Yeah, like they do with bears. Don't do it. Don't feed them.
I say feed them all. If you die of a bear attack, that was what God intended. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to really get nervous about being attacked by bears? Like,
I'm
come
not.
on.
In Bradenton, I'm not.
Go ahead, maul me. It's a story. I mean, I'll count it as a TV credit all day. You know, like, come on.
As seen on Comedy Central and the local news.
Cocaine Bear. Starring Catherine Maloney. I don't give a shit about no bear.
That was a good movie.
Bear
Cocaine
came
Bear.
up to talk about special ops. Suck my dick.
God. If we could go back, I don't know if we can, but we'll try. When you were mentioning doing a roast, and then they said, come to a wedding. Why do people think that comedy fits in every celebration? They think that.
Yeah, they do. And I think that
It does.
people,
No.
yeah, they think like, oh, you can plug it in anywhere. You can't. Ron Hortman told me that he did a show one time and there was a casket next to him with the person, and it was a child's casket, I believe. So it was really, and we talked about it, I think, on our podcast, and he said nobody, no comic, no attendee, no one told him what any of it was about. So he just did the whole gig, not knowing what this was about, and then I was like, "Oh my god, I don't think that would have been."
I couldn't.
I think
That would have thrown me off so much. So yeah, like comedy is not for every event.
No.
You know?
We did it. Remember that party? Was it a 50th or 40th birthday party? You and I went together and did it.
For the cop?
Maybe?
It was like in South Florida.
Yeah, it wasn't here. We had to drive far, and it was like, oh, this isn't going to go well.
Because
It was fine.
what I think,
Gig
like,
salad.
It was gig salad.
That's gig salad all day. We drove to a cop's house in South Florida to do comedy. Say that out loud
Well, it was, I mean, in all fairness, it was at a
before you
restaurant.
do it next time.
Gig
It
salad.
was at a restaurant, but it was for a cop. But I think the people who envision, like, oh, we'll have this fun roast and everyone will laugh, they don't realize the people coming there, they just want to
Talk to
chit-chat.
each other.
Yeah, they just want to chit chat
And visit.
oh, there's free food, and oh, I might have a beer, and what's this bitch saying? She just keeps yeah.
Yeah. She's talked about her pussy for 15 minutes. My grandmother is very uncomfortable. You paid the fucking retainer.
I didn't do
saw
it.
it.
I didn't do any of my pussy material.
None?
No,
I
I was
start strong with the pussy stuff right up front. Get it in their face, make them live in it for a minute, and then we could talk about nice stuff.
So it's like taking your medicine. You take the bad stuff up front, and then the good stuff will
And that's
happen.
Catherine's pussy.
I was a member of Weight Watchers for a while. That's my shit. That was my comedy. Jesus.
You're gonna live in this shitty pussy and like it, Grandma. Like you don't have a pussy. These old people that pretend like they're these pious people. Like I love these people that like the boomers especially. You guys were intense in the mud, fucking on
Hey.
drugs. Stop pretend. You weren't.
No, I was too young. No.
Should have been.
No, the earlier boomers were doing stuff.
It's still a boomer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were boomers.
It's okay that you're a boomer.
I'm a boomer. I'm
okay.
tail end. I'm on the cusp.
Yeah.
Like they say, like with horoscopes.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah, I'm millennial rising boomer, fading. I
and
don't know what
I'm
it's called.
and I'm a zennial. I'm in that pocket that's like Generation X and millennial. I think it's 78 through 80 something, and it's this little.
Oh, you got that little pocket,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm 79, so I'm like the strongest of all the motherfuckers because I was raised by the boomers and the silent or the greatest generation. I had that, but I'm in that X, so I have all the X
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm right on the cusp of the millennials. So like I learned how to do the typewriter from a nun in a habit on a real typewriter.
Yeah, that's
I
rare.
had to pay to learn the internet and be on a computer
Oh,
because I
God.
wasn't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm in that weird pocket, even
Yeah.
though, but then again, I have all the, the millennial stuff because,
Yeah, I'm
you're active.
firmly Gen X because I'm 1970, so I'm like, yeah.
Wait, so what's 64 to whatever? Is that you? Is that Gen X?
Gen X
It's
is like
to 80.
64 to 80 is Gen X?
I didn't think it was 64. I thought it was
it's
a little
64.
bit. I wanna
It's
say
64 because
66.
63 is boomer. I'm a boomer.
Oh, you're the cutoff.
I'm the
Oh, okay.
64
Oh, okay.
is
So
the
yeah,
cutoff technically.
well, that seems
I'm 1 year.
really, yeah. So you're really a Gen
Well,
X.
I don't know why they were
I'd say
still
you're
having
one.
sex from World War II in 1964. Like, none of that name is right. Because baby boomer was, oh, we're back from war, let's fuck. Okay, so that covers like 45.
Oh,
But then they made it go for 20 years.
for 20 years. Yeah.
It was the
because they were
salad days.
comfortable. Like some of them, they got come back from the military, like
then
Levittown,
Korea.
right?
Yeah.
Like Levittown,
And
Long
Korea.
Island. It was just like
Here's your house.
Tinker home, like it's just like those Sears homes or
Oh,
whatever. They just
oh.
built a whole neighborhood and like I watched a documentary about Levittown. It was like freaky town. It was
Yeah.
real swinger shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's some
They
areas
came back
around
and they were
there.
like, we got all this money, let's fuck each other. And it's like, oh God, no wonder why the neighbors all look alike. You know what I mean? Because like the dad is everybody's dad on the whole block.
Shit.
I love when they find out that stuff down the road. They're like, oh yeah, we weren't friends. We had the same dad. It's so weird.
I lived in this small town. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have housing that the high schoolers would build, and we would nickname it like Plywood Paradise, because it was like a project of teenagers, and they would just build a house, and it became this whole neighborhood of
Very
high school
cool.
built houses. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Oh,
We appreciate everybody listening. We really do.
We love
we
you
do.
guys.
And we are happy to have seen the Restless Leg Tour and hope that it continues to tour and that it gets filmed. We know it was filmed. We would like it to get released.
They're probably looking for, like, they did 2 runs of it now, right? This is the second leg of
this
this
is the other
tour.
leg, they said,
I love it.
on something, one of the Jimmy shows.
I wonder how many times the boys did their whole thing. Because,
Once.
like, you know how
Oh,
Carlin...
Smartless?
Yeah, you know how George Carlin would go through all the clubs? He would do, like, all the improvs, and then he would do the HBO recording.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he would do that whole run. I wonder, like, if basically they did the first one to get their legs, and now this one they're taping and they're going to pitch it.
Oh, that's okay. I see
That
what
makes
you're saying.
sense.
Yeah, that
That
makes
makes
a lot
So
of
this way
sense.
they could, like, flush it out. So this way it's like, okay, this is it's, just like us doing the open mics before you do the big gig.
Yeah.
It's like knock the dust off, get legs under it.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
And they even talked about how they went to Epcot and stuff and hung out in Disney. And when they were on one of the talk shows, they said, we're going to do another tour. And Tina asked, well, can we go to Orlando? And they said, you can go anywhere you want. So that's why they started in Orlando. She's a Disney adult. It's the one thing I can't reconcile, but that's okay. I love her anyway.
Well, is it time for the segments that didn't make it a segment?
It's time for the segments that didn't make it as segments, Robin Savage. Do you have any?
I do.
What do you have?
We can just do, I guess, just one of these. My segment that didn't make it as a segment is, would you watch this movie? The Best Little Hoarder House in Texas. Can't talk about it. It's not a segment.
Oh, no, we can't talk about it. It's not a segment.
Okay.
Which is a lesson we've
I'm like,
never...
I want to talk about it.
We said it twice.
I'm like, I already have something to say. Save it for later.
They invite me over, they give me these low underhand pitches and expect me not to swing.
Yeah,
I don't know
all
why.
this low-hanging fruit over here. What do you mean we're not going to talk about hoarding?
We're not.
Sorry.
I got one. If I were a righty, would I be straight?
That's your whole problem.
That-
See, the nuns tried to save you, and you
did.
just ignored them. Just kidding.
Do you have one?
Do I have one?
Do you want to do that one? I don't know.
How about what the actual fuck? But actually, I've said a lot of what the fuck is on this episode.
If they didn't pick up what the actual fuck is, they're not paying attention.
You're not.
I think we've established
There's a lot
what
of
the
fucks
actual
to what the, you know what I mean? But yeah, lately I've been asking myself that question a lot.
Yeah, it's the question. It's not what's the meaning of life. It's just what the actual fuck. Yeah, that's enough because we have places to go. Tonight we're going to see someone who does comedy as well. Do one of you want to say the person's name?
Go ahead, Robin.
Kathleen Madigan, fellow Catholic, fellow Missourian. She checks all the boxes.
Funny lady too. Checks all 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love her.
She's the best. We're going to see her tonight. So in a future episode, watch for that review. And we'll try to have maybe some hedge cutters going while we're doing that one because I do enjoy.
Like maybe an ice sculpture, like in that back, real like quick jabs and stuff, get inspired.
Like a guy with a one-man band who's like doing like the tambourines.
the cymbals on his knees.
Like Mary Poppins.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love that. I always wanted one of those, didn't you? I was like, man, I would be unstoppable with one of those.
So
Like someone comes over like, "Mah, mah, mah." People will be like, she had bagpipes on her back. I'm like, "Mah, mah, mah." I'm ready for anything. A funeral, a birthday party,
whatever you
a
got.
roast, whatever you got.
Well,
I
thank
think
you.
I should get one.
We're getting you one. We're going to go on Amazon right after this. Or maybe we could ask ChatGPT where to find one.
True.
That might be the answer. Thanks for joining us on this, the latest episode of
Scooch
Ovaries. Scooch over.
Hey, can you scooch over?
You want me to scooch over?
Just a little bit. Scooch.
Scooch?
Scooch.
Scooch. Scooch Ovaries.